Welcome to Frisco Files Live, the show that shines a spotlight on Frisco, its people, and the issues that matter most. Each episode we break down city council decisions, highlight upcoming community events, and bring you conversations that keep you informed and connected. The opinions and views expressed on this show are not necessarily the expressed or written views of the hosts or our sponsors, the Community Difference brand, or any affiliated partners. Welcome to the Frisco Files Live, moving Frisco forward. And powered by the Community Difference. The Frisco Files Live is hosted by Brian Poduska and in collaboration with John Clay C., Shane T. Gilmore, Karen Cunningham, Tracy Shipman, Lisa Kirby, Dan Parrell, and Ashley Miller. The Frisco Files Live starts now.
Well, good afternoon, Frisco. My name is Brian Poduska. I'm the host of the recently launched podcast called Frisco Files Live, brought to you by Frisco Files, powered by the Community Difference. This is episode 4, and we are bringing this to you from the Frisco Public Library. How cool is that? We have everybody in the show all together right here in the same room for the first time. So this is a new way of going about things, and wanted you guys to know that if you want to do this from the Frisco Library, you can do it, right? So all you need is a library card to, reserve this massive conference room that we're in and the many other conference rooms and podcast studio that is right here in the Frisco Library. I am a proud resident and a business owner right here in Frisco, Texas. I host a podcast called The Community Difference Collin County. We broadcast every Tuesday. I love doing them both, but this one's near and dear to my heart because, like I said, I am a resident of Frisco. I am a business owner right here in Frisco. So this one hits home. More importantly, I'm honored to get to spend the time with some great community leaders and people who are active in the community. And they are our co-hosts on the show. We'll bring them up here in a minute. First, a real quick summary of the show. We are live. So what you see is what you get. We're going to mess up. There's no, that is a guarantee. So if we mess up, you're going to see it. But what that means is you're going to have authentic conversation, right? So what you're going to hear is straight from our mouths. We're not curated or anything like that. We're going to provide as much fact as possible for education purposes, and we'll sprinkle in some opinion here and there as well. With that, I'm going to reiterate our official disclaimer. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests on this podcast are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of any organizations, employers, or affiliates. All content is provided for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be taken as professional advice. What we're going to cover, so every episode we have a different segment that we go deeper on. What's going on around Frisco is part of every show. What happened in city council meeting happens every show, and then we have a segment that we go deeper. We are honored today to be joined by former Mayor Mike Simpson. He will be on the show a little bit later, and you will see him here on camera here shortly. So that's what we're going to go over today. But before we get to Mayor Simpson and everything, his journey through public servant, let's go through and introduce our co-hosts. And I'm going to change up the orders here. So our first co-host knows how to keep things moving, whether it's on the dance floor or in a fast-changing city like Frisco. Lisa Kirby may have walked into a glass door at the public library once, but she's got a clear vision for what servant leadership looks like in action. With her love of Star Trek and a belief that there's nothing more constant than change, she's here to help us boldly go where great community leaders go. Let's say hello to Lisa Kirby.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here and proud to say I didn't run into any glass walls today walking into the Frisco Library.
Okay.
No bumps on the head today.
That's good to know. And was this at the old library or the new one?
It was the new one.
Okay, good.
Glass.
So
I just walked straight into it. Bang.
More importantly, was there any damage done? Okay.
Just
good.
my pride.
Good. Well, that can be repaired. Okay, next up, let's bring in our next co-host who proves you don't have to fake it till you make it when you lead with heart. Whether she's quoting the Operation Game commercial from the 1970s or showing up in mismatched shoes, Karen Cunningham reminds us that authenticity and joy are the real hallmarks of servant leadership. She's here to help us explore how Frisco thrives when people lead with purpose and maybe laugh a little along the way. Let's say hello to Karen.
Hey, everyone. Good to see you.
Hi, Karen. Good to see you and the gentleman beside you.
Yes.
If you wouldn't mind, please introduce former Mayor Simpson.
Yeah, absolutely. So today we're going to actually go into an in-depth conversation with former Mayor Mike Simpson, who's sitting with me today. And so I'm looking forward to that segment. We're ready to go whenever it's time.
I am too.
Love it. Well, thanks for joining us today, Mr. Simpson. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right. Last but not least, our final co-host proves that leadership takes creativity, courage, and sometimes a good sense of humor. Shane Gilmore can write his name upside down, sew a button, and once took an unplanned walk of shame to his dorm after a towel mishap. With the life motto of go with God, be a blessing, think great, and be a leader, Shane embodies the heart of servant leadership we're celebrating right here in Frisco. Let's say hello to Mr. Gilmore.
Hello, everyone. It is a pleasure to be. I'm having so much fun, and I'm looking forward to this wonderful show. And I really need to get another intro for you.
Well, you know, if you want to change up your fun story, you can do that. But until I get a different one, you're still going to be the guy who had to go to your dorm room without a towel on.
That will be on my list to do.
I'd like to hear the rest of the story.
Yes, if you want to hear the full story, you're going to have to piece together the different episodes we've had so far, and you'll get the full version. So there's your hook point to
I'm
go.
gonna have to work on that.
Go check out our previous episodes. All right, guys. Hey, we're going to take a real quick commercial break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about what's going on in Frisco this coming weekend and in the coming weeks. So stick around. We will be right back.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference Series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
Okay, welcome back live from the Frisco Public Library. Here we are, Frisco Files show. First segment was an intro. Second segment, we're going to dive into what is going on around the city of Frisco. So, Mr. Gilmore, I'm going to hand it over to you. Tell us what's happening in Frisco.
Frisco has some incredible things happening this week and the upcoming weeks that are for everyone. Family friendly, sports enthusiastic, or just cultural. People enjoy cultural events. Big week. This has been a big week for Sports City USA, Frisco Sports City USA. The Dallas Renegades are officially joining the Sports City USA lineup at the Toyota Stadium in 2026. The Dallas Renegades is a professional American football team competing in the United Football League. Tickets are on sale, and you can find those tickets at www.fcdallas.com. Next, Frisco is welcoming something really, really huge to also the Sports City USA. A major league volleyball team is being unveiled, and I have a hat here. It's the Dallas Pulse. You like that? The Dallas Pulse. This is it's the first type of team in Frisco. And here's something interesting. It's also the first female sports franchise at the Comerica Center starting in 2026. You can get those tickets also online. They're on sale now. That's a big round of applause for that.
Big win for the city.
Big win. The East-West Shrine Bowl is returning to Sports City USA at the Star in Frisco on January 25th. Tickets are on sale now at www.shrinebowl.com. And here's a fun event. You may have heard this. There's a lot of hype around it. I honestly didn't know about it until I talked to my crew here. But the Banana Bowl World Tour announced it's swinging back to Sports City USA in March 7th and 8th. Now, if you've heard about the Banana Bowl, this is an incredibly family-fun event. One of the co-hosts here talked about it being similar to the Harlem Globetrotters of like baseball. I definitely will be there because it seems like it's going to be crazy, fun, and enjoyable for all people in the family. The Rail District. This is critically important that we support the Rail District as it's part of Save Main concept. The Roller Bowl Brewery grand opening and ribbon cutting is scheduled for October 24th at 2 p.m. How many of y'all have been to Roller Town Brewery? Yep. All right. I need to go. But the brewery event on October 25th at 4 p.m. is called Lucha on the Lawn. It's Mexican wrestling, live music. Tickets are on sale now. This sounds like it's going to be an incredible event. Ribbon cutting. If you've never been to a ribbon cutting, they're awesome to be at. It's historical. So get there on Friday, October 24th at 2 p.m. Also on October 25th from 5 to 10 at the Three Empires Brewery, there will be a Texas Hold'em tournament. How many of y'all play Texas Hold'em?
Sir.
Yeah, you got to do it. This is an all-in for the cure benefiting the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Tickets are on sale at 3empiresbrewery.com. This week, we have I don't know if it's a holiday, but as you know, next week, I'm sorry, not this week, next week, Halloween is next week. There are a lot of Halloween events. I'm going to give you 5. Holiday Trick or Treat Trail is October 24th at 6 p.m. at the Warren Sports Complex. You see it on the screen now. This is there'll be free candy, schedule your dentist appointment. But this is a family-friendly drive-through event where there'll be hot air balloons. Now, here's the thing. You must register. They've already registered 600 cars already, so it'll be a really big event. But it's enough to go through. Lisa, are there still opportunities to register your car?
The last time I looked, I only saw one slot open.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's a really hot event.
Oh, I love it.
People look forward to it every year.
Can you walk up to this event?
No, it's only cards.
Okay, it's only cars.
It's only cards.
So I encourage everybody to check the Frisco website to see if you can still attend, see if you can get your car registered. Hopefully you can, because this is going to be a great event. Up at the PGA District in Frisco, there'll be another Halloween event. It's called Halloween Party on October 25th from 6 to 9 p.m. and tickets are available. Look at that. They have a skeleton. This is still early enough for the kids to get out and kind of celebrate Halloween with their families. So this will be a great family-friend event. Kaleidoscope Park has some incredible events happening all throughout the end of October. First one is on October 25th at 7 p.m. This will be a performance on the lawn, and the Plano Sympathy Orchestra will be performing there. This will be a kid-friendly kid costume contest, which is free to enter. But come out, dress your kids up in some incredible costumes, and let them participate in the contest. Enjoy the spirit of Halloween as we have learned to do in America. Number 4, also at Kaleidoscope Park on October 31st from 6 to 8 is an adult Halloween bingo performance on the lawn. How many of y'all play bingo? How many of y'all have played bingo? Big bingo person? I think it's been so long since I played bingo.
I'll stick to the Texas Hold'em myself.
I agree. Now this is you have to RSVP, but you can play for free. Come on out. This is another incredible Frisco event to help just enjoy the spirit of Frisco. Lastly, at the Star on October 30th, there'll be a free. These events are free. Family-friendly event. It's called the Trunk or Treat event at the Star. Again, that's on October 30th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Finally, cultural events. We have an incredible celebration, South Asian. It's called the Frisco Festival of Lights on October 26th at 3 p.m. at Kaleidoscope Park. There'll be dance performance. There'll be Diwali Bazaar. There'll be food vendors. There will be some Bollywood entertainment. There'll be grand fireworks. And lastly, but Lenley, we really need to get out to this. It's family friendly. And lastly, it's free. So these are some of the events, Sports City, cultural, Halloween events that we can all get out and enjoy in our beautiful city of Frisco, Texas. Back to you.
Thank you, sir. And I'm going to take a little creative license here and add on an event that I'm just going to throw a curveball in there. You mentioned the Rollertown Brewery ribbon cutting. That's 2 p.m. this Friday. I would also like to mention, after you go to Rollertown and see their ribbon cutting, head on down to the NAC Theater. They have the Rocky Horror Picture Show on Friday, the same day, 7 p.m. 18 plus are the ticket age limits. So head on down there for a little bit of adult fun after you do your adult things over at the Rollertown Brewery.
And if I may take a privilege, I will also say, if you do attend that event, you may have the opportunity to see Leadership Frisco Class of 2029, which is truly the best class ever.
Okay, you said that with such little conviction this time.
Only because I'm downplaying how big we are.
I don't know if I can buy that, but as we've said before, there are plenty of folks on the show that will disagree with you, but we support your class, and we hope you guys do great things. It is
true. Best class ever.
That would be 28, but that's okay. We'll move on. One thing I wanted to point out too, you mentioned the PGA party.
Yeah.
I just want to call out the spelling on that, how clever that is.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a PGA Frisco, it's a golf thing, right? So PAR-TEE party. I had to call that out because I thought that was creative.
Any way you spell it's going to be a party.
There we go. Love it. All right. With that, guys, appreciate you, Shane. Thank you for sharing all that. Anybody else have anything else that they want to call out?
Since I'm on the board of Kaleidoscope Park,
Yes, sir.
I am 99.9% sure. I saw a message today that because of the rain, the Plano Symphony will not perform on Saturday. So I would suggest just to double check, go to the Kaleidoscope Park website and make sure. But I think because of the weather, it won't happen, but they'll reschedule it.
Great call out.
I think a lot of events on Saturday are going to be, unfortunately, canceled due to rain, because I saw it was like 75% maybe.
Yeah.
There have been multiple high school football games that have been moved up to either tonight or made earlier on Friday because of the incoming weather. So I hope that does not impact Rollertown, but 2 p.m. I think they should be okay. But good call out on that, Mike. Thank you. All right. Anything else? If not, we're going to take another quick commercial break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about what happened at City Council this past Tuesday. So stick around. We will be right back.
The Community Difference would like to thank each of the following partners for their continued support. At Fireboss Realty, we believe life is about relationships, and everything else is just details. Whether you're buying or selling, Scott and Amy Johnson are here to understand your family's unique needs and deliver expert guidance on the North Texas real estate market. With a reputation for integrity and personalized service, Fireboss Realty makes your home journey stress-free and successful. Ready to make your move? Visit firebossrealty.com and let's ignite your real estate dreams.
When your home's comfort is on the line, trust the HVAC team that puts integrity first. Danielle Cook and No Sweat experts are changing the standard for heating and cooling in North Texas. No pressure, no upselling, just honest diagnostics, expert repairs, and custom solutions that fit your home, not a sales quota. From quick fixes to full installations, They get it right the first time, clean, professional, and on your schedule. Call No Sweat experts today and take the stress out of comfort.
Total Care Emergency Room now has 9 locations in the DFW Metroplex. With no appointment needed, our incredible staff will get you checked in with no wait times. Our 5-star facility is open and fully staffed 24/7. We offer extensive treatment options for patients of all ages, providing on-site labs and imaging equipment, including CT, X-ray, and ultrasound, allowing us to provide fast, convenient care for our community. Total Care ER is your neighborhood emergency room. TotalCare.us.
To belong is one of our most basic human needs. Best Buddies International is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the social isolation of 200 million individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We focus on meaningful one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living. You have the power to make an impact, create change, and champion our mission of inclusion today.
We are Cloud Staff, enabling remarkable growth for businesses everywhere with our pioneering enterprise-grade remote work solutions. We are on a mission to help business owners scale while reducing costs by matching you with an amazing staff, mobilizing your team, and helping manage business performance, making us the #1 workplace as remote work gets done. Connect with us to access the world's top talent and discover how we can enable remarkable growth for your business.
And now, back to the show.
Okay, welcome back. Once again, you are joining us live at the Frisco Public Library, which happens to be right down the street from City Hall. And this segment, we're going to talk about what happened at City Hall on Tuesday during the City Council meeting. I was there live, so it was an interesting one. I will hand it over to Lisa to review what happened at City Council.
Yes, they're always interesting, aren't they, Brian?
They are. Some more so than others. This one has a few good topics.
Yeah, so just want to start off a little bit. City Council started off with some recognition and some council comments. And as every day in October, they actually wear all pink to celebrate, October being National Breast Cancer Foundation Month. So Karen and I are again wearing our pink.
Representing. Yep.
Yes, we are.
I like it.
Bert talked a little bit. Bert Dacker, he's a councilman. He talked a lot about also the diversity and the Diwali events that were going on this Wednesday through Friday. So I know a lot of people may have heard the fireworks as well and the celebrations, but it is definitely, he did a lot of highlighting significance and inclusivity of the community values. There was also Laura Rommel talked a little bit about the Heritage Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, and she did a proclamation for that as well. So that, really good things to see in recognitions. A really great highlight from Visit Frisco is they're starting up a live chatbot soon. And this is going to be a multilingual to support the launch and be the readiness for World Cup. So I think that's kind of a really cool feature that we're going to have a chat bot that can actually speak different languages. So I wanted to highlight that as well. The Frisco Police Department had some some really good PSAs this time. So I want to mention a few of those and highlight those. One of them is to do with Halloween. So make sure we're being safe around the city for our trick-or-treatings. That's going to be going around the events that, happen from the 21st all the way to the 31st. So be cautious when you're driving, make sure your headlights are on, and put that phone down when and no texting, and just take care. They also had a PSA about road rage. We all know what recently happened in the city of Frisco, unfortunately. So they did a quick PSA, like give people space, stay calm, don't retaliate. And if you get in that kind of situation, always call 911. And they also gave the advice, if you know where the Frisco Police Department headquarters is, drive to that location. So let's all heed that really great as advice. Another one that they talked about, and I know this gets talked about in my HOA, and I'm sure this happens in a lot of neighborhoods as well, but just letting everybody know about the ordinance regarding e-bikes, mini motorbikes, and the safety and concerns around that. So it's pocket bikes, e-bikes, and motorbikes. So they are illegal in the city of Frisco. Yeah, you can't operate a pocket bike in public, and they're not allowed on the roadway, public property, including sidewalks and parks. So if you are an adult and you're allowing that to happen, just be that you're taking that under parental advisement. So they said just make sure that's.
What is an e-bike?
It's a motorized bike.
Oh,
Like it looks like a bicycle,
Electrical.
but it's electrical.
Remember the old mopeds?
yeah.
It's essentially the modern version of a moped.
They are not pedaling.
Yep.
So the bike is doing all the work for them.
So I just,
Yeah.
yeah. No, but we see them a lot in our neighborhood,
Yeah.
And I think everybody's just concerned because they're fast, they're
Oh,
quick,
okay.
and they're speedy, and sometimes you're backing out and you just don't see them coming down the road. So
My kids
Yeah.
had razors when they were growing up. Right? Is that a razor? Is that an e-bike?
No, that's human powered. This one's electric powered.
Okay.
So it's think of a razor on steroids, and
Okay.
they're quiet too because they're electric, so you don't hear them coming like a gas powered.
It's definitely a concern. I mean, there's definitely, when you think about kids and their processing of information, and they are given a tool that can go really fast on the roads, and they're not supposed to be on the roads, but they are.
Mhm.
And, it's really dangerous. I mean, I'm very concerned about the rise and the use of it. Hopefully we can
They like to-
curtail some of the proper uses where appropriate.
ours like to do wheelies in the neighborhood.
I was going to ask you, like wheelies, like maybe the sneakers that have wheels on them will be
Yeah, yeah.
illegal one day too.
All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is a really one that the city is doing now, a rail district update. So I think that's a really great segment that they've added to their agenda. There was a lot of focus from Jason Brodigan regarding the next steps regarding what's going to be going on with the construction, and the focus on the paving on and the north part of 7th Street is being poured. It's opening early next week. 3rd Street, I'm going to read some of these because it's really detailed. 3rd Street, an extra main leads between 3rd and 5th to wrap up this week. The 5th Street side pavers are underway. North side is complete, full opening after completion. They are actually today, I saw something online saying that some of the street trees have gone in.
Oh, wow.
And they look really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not small, so they're very pretty sizable. They spent some money on some trees, so good for them.
Parks and Rec had a tree transfer program a while back where they would take trees that were unwanted in a location and put it somewhere else.
Mhm.
I wonder if those are any of those trees left.
These are brand new. These are brand new trees. I
Yeah,
think.
they're smaller, so probably
Yeah,
not. But
because you have to fit them into the spaces.
Gotcha.
But they're not the smaller ones that sometimes people see.
Gotcha.
to your point, Shane, one of the things they did whenever Legacy was widened,
Mhm.
the trees that were removed from the median, they took those trees and stored them
Mhm.
at a farm so that they can be reused.
Nice.
So, yeah, so that they didn't just destroy the trees.
Yeah.
I can't speak to the trees at PGA. That was probably a little bit different, a lot more out. Or the raccoons, or hopefully they were kidding, so.
There are 400 trees in Poduska Park
Wow.
And you
So
can
Very new.
so far.
I would bet there
That's
were
right.
more.
and you can dedicate a tree to a family or
You
a
can't.
friend. Yeah.
What else is going on Rail District?
So they're going to be also. They talked about gift cards. I know that's a hot topic because I'm one of the ones that got one. Don't hate me. But they yesterday they gave out
I
1,500
know.
cards in
Yep.
3 hours. And they sent it out by Frisco Focal Point. They announced it at the meeting the night before, and I have never seen so many people walking into the rail district to get their cards. And I even saw hospital staff coming in from the medical city, and just everyone was asking, do they have any left? Do they have any left? Because they went so quickly.
I think there was a record set of number of people who walked through the doors of City Hall yesterday. When they started that, like you said, they went through 1,500 gift cards within a matter of 2.5 hours, I want to say.
But there's going to be more coming because they have about 4,000. So subtract the 1,500 of blue cards. And then they're going to use 2,000 cards for what they call the copper colors. And the copper colors are designed for the restaurants to give them out to their people that are coming to see them. And they can be used for any other kinds of businesses besides retail.
Oh, that's nice.
So what they noticed in looking at the percentage of usage is like the retails were not getting the best usage out of it. So Patty Flowers, Soccer City, the Computer World, the Bike World, Apple Boulevard. So that's a push to get that out as well. And they're also looking at some nonprofit tie-ins for the gift cards. So if you were I think they're talking to Frisco Family Services. We'll see how that goes. But if you donate for food pantry or a toy item, you would get a gift card. So the next thing they talked about was promotional program. And this is a marketing program, essentially. Based upon listening to feedback from the business owners when they went into the open house, also they spoke with the Rail District Advisory Board. They also spoke to the CDC board, and they were looking for some marketing help. So $3,000 per business is coming from the CDC to help them with that, and they have some parameters of how to use that. And it has to be, of course, used in the Rail District. And then the next step thing they're going to do is looking towards a digital card program. So that's going to be an exciting thing for them to roll out, because a lot of people, it's easy to have a physical card and you have to turn it in, but they're going to be launching out and finding a vendor to do a digital card program. So that's another way. They're getting pretty creative, and they're listening to the Rail District business owners. So it's nice to see. And I know you were at one of the meetings as well.
I was.
Well, editorial comment really quick. I know there's a lot of controversy online on how a lot of these things have been rolled out. The one thing that I love to see is action, right? And we saw action yesterday. I think that's important. There's never going to be there's never going to be a way that's going to satisfy everybody's needs. But I like the fact that the leaders are listening to the businesses. Action is happening. As data comes in and as these results come in, it'll be reviewed and then modified as it can be. I know it seems like there's never enough help, but to see some action and see it in action yesterday, I think is fantastic. So that's my editorial. I'll give it back to you, Lisa.
All right. So I'm going to hop in now to the next really big agenda item that they had on City Council, which was, I call it the item 32. It was the letter of intent for the animal facility. So that was a really, the city is looking at, having an animal facility. They did a presentation at one of their work sessions of what it's going to be looking like. You can actually go online to see that. You can actually watch the whole entire video, because it was one of the ones that they've actually streamed live. But on the agenda specifically was, was a letter of intent. And a letter of intent basically means that it's a very preliminary terms of an agreement. It's an open to discussion. It's not formalized. It's very informal. It's a non-binding contract. And basically the primary purpose is to express a serious intent to move forward. And they want to then be able to framework and start working with negotiations, because they need to talk to all kinds of experts. They need to find, to speak to architects, and making sure that the concept plan that they have makes sense. And, so they need to start all those conversations and talking. So after listening to public input and listening to a lot of people, they ultimately decided, that they were going to do a special council. I just saw today that it's set up for November 3rd at 7 p.m. I'm assuming that it's the George Porphyry Center. Of course, it's open to the public. There are going to be lots of more discussions there about what it looks like, the facility, what they're trying to accomplish. It really is checking a lot of the boxes of what the Frisco citizens have asked for, regarding education, regarding having a vet partner, regarding, doing spay and neuter clinics, adoption events, vaccination clinics, chip clinics. So, I'm excited to see where they're going with this, but they're also decided sort of to take a pause instead of voting on it last time. They're like, we wanted to hear more from the public. So they decided to table that, and all of them agreed. And now they are, so on to the next one, which is November 3rd at 7 p.m. So I think it's a really great discussion that they're having and a really mindful, thoughtful conversations that I'm hearing from both sides. And there's a lot of strong animal advocates that are having, like, have you thought about this? What about how you can handle this? How to handle that? But, it's a really good open dialogue that I've been seeing.
I did hear one concern, we're not building a facility in Frisco that is a traditional animal shelter.
Correct.
That's not the goal that the city has. Their goal is to create a different type of facility and to provide services that hopefully lead animals to not need a full service animal shelter, a traditional animal shelter. So I see where they're going with it. I like the idea. And ultimately, to me, it's prove the concept, right? Like, if it doesn't work, then we'll know that. But I think it's putting way too much negativity before the cart before the horse on it from a negative standpoint. If you're not willing to at least listen to what the city's trying to accomplish with this and see if it works, and then let's figure out where the gaps still lie. Collin County Animal Services is a challenge. They're over capacity. They've been over capacity. They are expanding. And so I do believe that probably leads into part of the challenges with it, in that, the public sees those concerns and it's hard to separate what we're trying to do in Frisco from the condition right now that Collin County Animal Services is in with overcapacity issues. But I say, let's try something, let's do something positive for the community. Let's see how many boxes it really does check. And then if there are still gaps, we can address those at that point. But I personally like the proactive nature of the initiative, and I like the types of services that they are talking about providing. But it's not going to satisfy everyone's needs if they are looking for a traditional animal shelter in Frisco tomorrow.
It's also going to be a public-private partnership, as has been discussed, which Frisco has a long list of successful public-private partnerships.
Yeah, and it's exactly that. It's not going to satisfy everybody's wants, but it's going to satisfy most needs. And hopefully, one nugget I heard at the city council meeting is it's prompted Collin County Shelter to make some improvements and raise their eyebrows. So the example of, rising tide raises all ships. Hopefully that is an example of this. This is an example of that. Love the public-private partnership aspect of it. There's some things that need to be hammered out, but it's an LOI. It's not a binding agreement. In my opinion, let's move forward with it.
Yeah,
but
we're getting the land from CDC. The funds for building it, which is like $12.8 million, is also coming from CDC. And I was online looking at today with Laura, like, we're trying to decrease the taxpayer burden with this particular program. And so that's why we have the private partnership. And we have been so successful in doing those kind of things. Rollertown is one of ours. PGA, Babes is a private partnerships. And there's so many like that. Even Pizzeria Testa, and the Star, big ones, and the Victoria Stadium. So you've been around for a few of those.
We have an expert on site here to talk to all of those. All right. What else? Do we have anything else that you wanted to call out, Lisa?
No, I think that's it. But I mean, there was a few also, I think, really fun public comments, but I want to make sure we have time for our special guests. So
cool. Well, I think you hit on the two biggest things that I took away was the rail district funding and the LOI for the animal shelter. So thank you for bringing those. Good discussion, and there certainly will be good discussion coming up on those topics. So with that, thank you, Lisa. Appreciate the recap. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back, and we're going to dive into former Mayor Mike Simpson's journey in leadership, servant leadership, all of it here in a couple of minutes. So we'll be right back.
The Community Difference would like to thank each of the following partners for their continued support. At Fireboss Realty, we believe life is about relationships, and everything else is just details. Whether you're buying or selling, Scott and Amy Johnson are here to understand your family's unique needs and deliver expert guidance on the North Texas real estate market. With a reputation for integrity and personalized service, Fireboss Realty makes your home journey stress-free and successful. Ready to make your move? Visit firebossrealty.com and let's ignite your real estate dreams.
When your home's comfort is on the line, trust the HVAC team that puts integrity first. Danielle Cook and No Sweat experts are changing the standard for heating and cooling in North Texas. No pressure, no upselling, just honest diagnostics, expert repairs, and custom solutions that fit your home, not a sales quota. From quick fixes to full installations, they get it right the first time, clean, professional, and on your schedule. Call No Sweat experts today and take the stress out of comfort.
Total Care Emergency Room now has 9 locations in the DFW Metroplex. With no appointment needed, our incredible staff will get you checked in with no wait times. Our 5-star facility is open and fully staffed 24/7. We offer extensive treatment options for patients of all ages, providing on-site labs and imaging equipment, including CT, X-ray, and ultrasound, allowing us to provide fast, convenient care for our community. Total Care ER is your neighborhood emergency room. TotalCare.us.
To belong is one of our most basic human needs. Best Buddies International is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the social isolation of 200 million individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We focus on meaningful one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living. You have the power to make an impact, create change, and champion our mission of inclusion today.
We are Cloud Staff, enabling remarkable growth for businesses everywhere with our pioneering enterprise-grade remote work solutions. We are on a mission to help business owners scale while reducing costs by matching you with an amazing staff, mobilizing your team, and helping manage business performance, making us the #1 workplace as remote work gets done. Connect with us to access the world's top talent and discover how we can enable remarkable growth for your business.
And now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back. Once again, you are joining us live from the Frisco Public Library. Super cool to have everybody in the room with us today. Once again, if you have a Frisco Library card, you can reserve this room. You can reserve the equipment to do a podcast or a video podcast, however you want to do it. It's all here at the Frisco Public Library. Like I said, we're all in the same room, which is kind of cool. Normally we're in different areas and joining virtually, and we're doing both of those right here today from the Frisco Public Library. The benefit of that is we get to be in the same room with former Mayor Mike Simpson. So super honored to have him today. Karen, I'm going to hand it over to you to walk through former Mayor Mike Simpson's journey in leadership, journey in servant leadership. Been in leadership for many, many years, and I'll let him tell that story. But Karen, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Great, thank you. And it's funny, I was super excited when I found out this was going to be the segment I was going to cover, and I was going to get to interview the legendary Mike Simpson. And we were prepping for the podcast today. Shane and I were sharing that we both moved here about a month apart, so August and then September of 2004, when Mayor Simpson was the mayor. And this has been, a long time journey for us in the city of Frisco. So super excited to go full circle here and have this opportunity. So one of the things that I did, I am a fan of asking ChatGPT questions. So I thought it'd be fun for me to ask ChatGPT to summarize, just give me tell me about Mike Simpson, former mayor of Frisco. And I just want to read what it says. I thought it was great. And it nailed it, by the way.
I've never done this one. I have no idea.
This mayor may not be true.
Did he have any pictures?
Actually, there were pictures, but they were professional headshots.
Okay.
But let me read this. So Mike Simpson served as mayor of Frisco from 2002 to 2008, a period of extraordinary growth that transformed Frisco into one of the fastest growing cities in America. A former corporate executive turned public servant, he championed strategic investments in infrastructure, public safety, and community facilities that laid the foundation for Frisco's long-term success. Following his mayoral service, he continued his leadership in the nonprofit sector, notably as the CEO of Boys and Girls Club of Collin County. Known for his humility, faith-based service, and focus on collaboration, Simpson's legacy is one of visionary growth backed by deep community care. Tell me it did not.
Oh,
right?
Nailed it.
Okay, I'm leaving. You've covered everything.
No,
I really could
you got to go up to that.
I could not have written recommend any better.
I'm gonna have my kids read that.
I'll send you a copy. But I thought it was great. And I changed not a single word of this, by the way. This is
That's very nice.
how you are known. This is your legacy. This is how you are known in this community and far beyond this community, actually. So, you know, we have a lot of people who are listening in on this. And one of the things that I would just love to start out with is your journey to Frisco and your journey into public service. And so if you could just kind of share a little bit about how you got here and what in the world led you to a life of public service from that point.
Well, we've only got 15 minutes. No, it's a very interesting journey. I was born and raised in West Virginia and moved to Ohio, to Cincinnati. I finished my high school and 5 years of college there, met my wife in our senior year there. We dated for 5 years and have now been married for 63 years.
Ooh, wow.
So working on 64, if I don't blow this. And so anyway, no, it's been an interesting journey because we went from Cincinnati to a lot of places. We went to Detroit, Detroit to Cleveland, Cleveland to Chicago, Chicago to Burke, Virginia, outside of Washington, D.C., and then back to Crystal Lake, Illinois, and then to Atlanta, and then here. So this is our eighth city. People say, "Are you military?" And I go, "No, sales." Sales and marketing is what moves you around. But we have now been here. We bought our house in October of '96. We moved in on January 2nd of '97. We will have now been here 29 years this January, and this is home. I tell everybody, the old story is, I lived a lot of places, worked hard to get here, whatever. We never thought we'd ever end up here. A job was created here that I took, and that moved us here. And this is our home. This is where we'll end it. And anyway, it's been a great 29 years.
That's awesome. And so what drew you to run for city council and then ultimately?
Well, I had never been into politics before. I'd done things like HOA presidents. I was a president of a booster club, never anything like this. And when I moved here, some people started talking to me about possibly looking at getting on council. And I started watching some of the issues. Back at that time, a lot of people who don't live here had no idea we had an airport, one runway. That's actually what got me involved in doing this, because I wasn't against the airport. I was against the airport being where it was. No cross runways, no safe areas to either ditch a plane or come in, early and you need more runway. None of that was here. So that got me involved, started going to council meetings and ran for council in 2000, was elected. And then in 2002, Mayor CI was at term limits. So I decided would run for council at that time and was elected and got to serve from 2002 to 2008, as you said, and it was a great time to be mayor of Frisco.
And at that time, it was 2-year terms and 3 maximum terms. So,
And then
and we changed that during Mayor Mosso's terms as mayor. I believe the second term is when that changed.
they actually went to 2 3-year terms. So I served 2 3-year terms.
Oh, okay.
And then they went to 3 3-year terms. Now the current mayor can serve 9 years. So yeah,
okay. Yes. So clearly a lot of stuff happened in those 6 years as mayor and 2 years on council. So share with us a little bit about, some of the more impactful or memorable, or heck, I don't know, maybe there's some really clever or interesting, funny ones that existed that we don't know about.
Well, the funniest thing is that people don't realize how small, even in 2002, that Frisco was. I mean, there was no mayor's office. It was in the School of Rock building where the city hall office was.
Oh, wow.
Everything was crammed into the building that is now the Boys and Girls Club. That was where the police station was. That's where the jail was. That's where the library was. Now look at this library, and we were in a little teeny corner of that building. That's where the court was. All the city council meetings were held there. So a lot of things were going on in 2002 that people do not understand. I mean, there was no Dallas North Toll Road. There was no Salem Rayburn Toll Road. Legacy, when I first moved here in 97, even Legacy ended at the entrance to Stonebriar. So no roads, no infrastructure, starting to grow very fast. And so the key role of the council, city management team, and the mayor at that time was to build infrastructure, do the right things, make us convert from a small city to what we are today. And I'll tell you what, the people that deserve all the credit are the citizens of Frisco. A lot of people don't realize that we passed two bond issues, 2002 and 2006. 2002 was 197.5 million. 2006 it was 198 million. Those two bond issues built everything people in Frisco are seeing today. They built the city hall, it built the library, it built the police station, the fire station, safety town, Frisco Athletic Center, the Heritage Center, Senior Center, the Public Works Building. All of that was done in an unbelievable short period of time. And I will tell George Purefoy, everybody on city staff, there's no way any other city could have done what we did in that short 6-year period. And primarily the last 3 years, 6, 7, and 8, we were opening everything right and left. So.
Yeah, I think when I moved here in 2004, we had around 60,000, 65,000 residents, maybe at that point. But even from 20.
What was it in 2000?
Well, 2000, I think when we moved here, we moved here in 97. I think there was around 30,000. When I took over as mayor, it was 50. And then when I left office, it was 101. And now we're at 245.
Yeah.
Wow. But you have to give credit to the citizens of this community to say, we want Frisco to be special. They passed all the bond issues in 2002 and 2006 by tremendous high percentages.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, and you're right. There was so much going on during that time. Are there any favorite projects of yours or ones that kind of, made a bigger impact? I know there were so many.
Well, they're all kind of unique. I mean, we went from opening the Rough Riders, which was done. A lot of that work was done right before I took over mayor. But we opened the Rough Riders, the Dr. Pepper Star Center at that time. And then the next year, FC Dallas and what was called Pizza Hut Park. So like 3 straight years, there was a big sports facility being opened. And there's some unique challenges. The big hole in the ground, which became Pizza Hut Park, now Toyota Stadium, we had tremendous rain during that time, tremendous rains. And so the question was it ever going to get done? And then when it did get done, we were fortunate. We had 2 back-to-back MLS Cups. We had great events that went on in that location, but just the challenge of having so many things happen so quick in such a short period of time, I think was the interesting thing, and the support we got.
And people complain about construction now. Just imagine how it was back in the mid 2000s.
It was
amazing.
crazy.
It was terrible, by the way. So when the tollway was being built, all you could do getting northbound and southbound service roads. And they were packed.
Yeah.
I mean, we bought a house in Northwest Frisco thinking that was a good idea. And it took forever to get anywhere. I mean, I would say the traffic engineers, amazing. They would go out and they would study these traffic signals and they would study the traffic patterns and figure out constantly what they needed to do differently. I mean, there's so many talented staff with our city that I think sometimes, we don't see them out there and recognize all the work they do. But to manage that type of growth during that time was just amazing.
What people don't really understand and don't know, and George Purefoy is going to be given that special presentation on the 28th at the old Lebanon Baptist Church that we're doing through the Heritage Association. And he'll talk about the fact that we got the toll road, the DNT, done way ahead of schedule, mainly because he was able to go out and get 40 different parcels of land that were 300 square feet or 300 feet wide, all that 8 miles, that allowed the DNT to build that way ahead of schedule. And that's something that, had that not been done, we would have been delayed many, many years.
That's incredible. I just had a question about the concept of Sports City USA. Was that kind of term or label, was that established under your mayor?
No, well, before that time, when they had different summer work sessions with the councils, and they were looking for something unique.
Okay.
And we always talked about the fact that in Frisco, what's going to get people to come to Frisco? We got the mall. The mall opened in 2000. So why are people going to want to come to Frisco? We don't have any beautiful lakes or mountains. What's going to bring them here? Shopping? Yeah, but how do you get them to stay here? How do you get them to be long-term weekends and longer people to want to visit Frisco? So we thought, well, if we can get into the sports business, which we did, from the Rough Riders, to the Stars, the Star Center, and then FC Dallas, and now the Star and PGA and all that. So, and that was how it all started.
Okay.
There was actually an interesting article in the newspaper after we opened not only the Rough Riders, the next year when they had the Dallas Stars, and they opened, there was an article in one paper that said, called it Sports City. Well, it's just taken off from there, and
all right,
that's why we are what we are. So.
Good to know. Yeah.
Amazing. So, it's funny how fast time flies. So I don't actually have that many minutes left, but I don't want to miss out on the opportunity to talk about and ask about your transition from mayor into all the other community service that you've done, particularly with Boys and Girls Club of Collin County. But you and your wife have truly had, servant hearts, I think probably your entire lives. I actually had the honor of serving Sandy on the Frisco Family Services Board back in the day as well. And, you guys just have a legacy of true servant leadership in your family. So I would love for our listeners to hear a little bit more about that transition and just your heart for service.
Well, we've always, basically, Sandy and I have always done that over the 63 years of marriage. And when we first moved here, she started a welcome wagon type thing for everybody that lived in our community. And then, afterwards, then after mayor, then I got involved with the original Arts of Collin County. And then I got involved after that with Boys and Girls Clubs for 8 or 9 years, and then on the board for 3. And then I've just stayed involved in nonprofits. I always tell people this: don't get on a nonprofit board just to have your name on your resume. If you're going to get on a board, get on it to work, to raise money, to be involved, and to participate 100%. And we don't get involved with anything unless we do that. Sandy, she always says, well, I thought we had an agreement that you were going to start getting out of nonprofits, and I was going to get out. Well, I got out of this one, Mike, but then you added one. And I'm going, well, we're working through it. So anyway, yes, I get involved in nonprofits, and so does she, because of things we believe in. She was big in a lot of different things, and Garden Club right now, but many, many other things that she was involved with. And I'm involved with everything from still help the Boys and Girls Club during their fundraising periods, but I'm involved with the Museum of the American Railroad. I'm involved with our Heritage Association and involved with our Stonebriar Country Club Connect, Kaleidoscope Park, and just involved in a lot of other things. But it started even before that. The very first nonprofit I got involved in while I was mayor was Samaritan Inn.
Oh, wow.
So I was in Samaritan Inn before that. So we're totally involved. We want to totally help the community. There is no other city like Frisco. We want it to continue to be the greatest place to live, to raise a family, to work. I heard a presentation this morning at 7:00, adjacent floor to the EDC. And I'll tell you, anybody out there who thinks Frisco is not continuing to move ahead and bring in great companies and have big announcements to make, there is a lot coming. And if you want to complain about traffic, you can talk to people in Plano what they thought about Frisco when it opened, because we all went down the TNT or Preston Road into Plano. What we're getting now is coming from Prosper and Salina and Anna and Melissa. And right now, the toll road, I drove it the other day, 4 lanes up and down. They're doing a lot of great things. Traffic is going to improve. The city's got a good plan, and it's not just people living in Frisco.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
That was awesome. A little trip down memory lane, and I love the fact that you ended with the things that are coming.
A real quick story. My oldest daughter, if we have time, went to Rotary.
For you, we'll make time. Absolutely.
We went to Rotary one day, and so you have to introduce your guests. I introduced my oldest daughter, Becky. So she says, yes, I'm the oldest. We have 4 children. I'm going, yeah, 4 children. She said, there's me, Becky, then there's Mike in the middle, and there's Carrie. And then there's the 4th one, the city. And she says, the city gets a lot more attention.
Right. Right. Well, it's bigger, right?
I apologize to Becky and all of my family.
You know what though, but what you have taught them
Yeah.
in terms of what servant leadership looks like and
Oh.
what a legacy looks like, I just, it's impactful.
They are all great kids, great grandkids. They're very faith-based. They're very giving, and they all get involved and they help other people. And so Sandy and I hope that we've instilled that. So
You absolutely have. There's no question about it.
Love it. Well, and the city of Frisco thanks you for your years of service and all that transpired in those 6 years as mayor and the years before that. So thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your time,
Thank you very
insights. Just a quick recap, and then we'll sign off because we're out of time here. Plenty to do around Frisco, as you heard earlier in the show. City council recap, rail district, animal facility, two big, huge topics that there will continue to be discussion. So get out to city council if you want to get your voice heard on those topics. Servant leadership, thank you, Mayor Simpson, for all the stuff that you shared. And with that, we are out of time. So thank you, co-hosts, for being here today. Have a fun, happy, safe weekend. Get out there and do all those fun things we mentioned. Until next time, we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching today's show.
You've been watching Frisco Files Live. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and share the show with your network. Drop a comment. We want to hear your feedback and ideas. Until next time, stay engaged and stay connected. Frisco, progress in motion.